Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Good morning, Wassa West.
And welcome to Newsline 3.14.
159.
Today, we are here to confront you with a serious issue facing schools across the nation.
The topic today, conformity. Students today are afraid to step outside the box and to be independent thinkers, choosing instead to conform to social norms.
To illustrate this point, we will be providing you with a variety of examples and experiments to show you the menace facing our society. And now, we have for you a clip illustrating an example of conformity. In this clip from the acclaimed movie Mean Girls, we have for you a scene where they explain the clique structure in a high school. You see, at separate tables sit separate cliques. However, you will also see that kids refuse to sit at other tables.
You sit in the cafeteria is crucial because you got everybody there. You got your freshmen, ROTC guys, preps, JV jocks, Asian nerds, cool Asians, varsity jocks.
And you get the picture.
This clip illustrated the difficulties of escaping the conformity that penetrates high schools today. Now, we will have our correspondents Megan and Laurel out in the field doing similar experiments in a lunchroom setting to show you how students in our very own high school conform.
We'll be right back.
Starbucks, the true white girl experience.
Get your daily dose today. We're going into the jungle of the commons to intrude on people's social groups and...
We're going to tell jokes, and Megan is going to laugh and trying to make the people laugh due to conformity.
And we're off.
What's a duck's favorite drug? Quack. Funny. What do you call a microbiologist in orchestra? Too young to be smoking.
As you saw, the subjects didn't laugh. In fact, they really didn't respond all that well. The joke was actually quite decent, so why didn't they laugh? Well, going back to the clip shown from Mean Girls, there are certain cliques, there are certain social groups that we conform to. And when someone invades that group, when someone defies conformity, then we're not comfortable. We feel awkward. We feel out of our element. And we don't laugh at decently funny jokes. Now, we will move to our correspondent Megan, who will explain why people conform, specifically what role group pressure has in making people conform. But first, this commercial break.
Hey, look! It's an iPhone! And we're back, and I'm here to talk to you about group pressure. There are a variety of motivations for people to conform into a group, to gain acceptance, to achieve personal goals, or even enjoying the activities. But the main part of group pressure is acceptance. There are two types of group pressure, normative and informative conformity. Normative is giving in to the group because the individual wants to be accepted and fit in. And informative is when the person lacks knowledge and they look to the group for truth. Now to Laurel on social norms.
Thank you, Megan. Stepping out of social norms is one way a person could get noticed. However, this is usually considered weird. One example of social norms being tested was the Stanley Milgram subway experiment. He told the students to ask other random passengers for their seats in an attempt to show them something that wasn't typical. 68% of the people who were asked to give up their seat said yes. However, many of the passengers responded with shock or surprise to the question, "Can I have your seat?" By ignoring social norms, most people were sketched out. Back to Dee Dee.
Thank you, Laurel and Megan, for those amazing explanations on factors that explain conformity and why it really happens. Now, I will talk a little bit about the effects of conformity. What happens when people don't conform, and more importantly, what happens when they do. When people don't conform and they refuse to move into the accepted social norms and to succumb to group pressure, then they can often become social outcasts. They're more susceptible to harassment and public humiliation from their peers, and they often become targets for bullying. They might even experience depression or suicide. Now, conforming to the bad peer group is just as dangerous, because it increases delinquent behavior in individuals. Now, the pressure to conform can often cause people to behave in ways that ignore their moral values or what they know is right. An example of this is the Solomon-Asch test. In this test, Solomon-Asch did a line test, so he showed participants 3 different lines and asked them to explain which of the 3 lines matched another line best in size. Now, what the participants didn't know is that surrounding them were Confederates, or people that had been previously informed to listen to the conversation, but then shout out a wrong answer. In this experiment, he found that the degree of conformity was relatively high, and most people shouted out a wrong answer when they heard the Confederates saying the wrong answer. Now, we will show you a video of when our own experimenters went down into the field and performed the Solomon-Asch line test with unsuspecting victims.
This line, which one is equal to A, B, or C? But you need to say B when I ask your table, okay? Okay, got it?
One of these choices matches up with this line. I just need you to tell me which one it is.
The last one. B.
It's B. I
The
think
blue one. B. B.
It's C.
I think it's B.
No, it's B. It's B.
It's B.
The blue one.
Yeah.
No, it's not B.
It's B, Aaron. You think it's B, right?
Yes.
How is it B?
Am I gonna die?
So it's just that one, Diane.
You don't see it?
Ow.
These guys just played it. They both agreed on the first one.
You guys agreed, right? Yep. So it's that one, Diane?
You'd like to believe so. It is.
I need to say it's that one.
What do you believe?
I don't know what to believe anymore.
As you can see in these experiments, when the group conflicted with the person's thoughts, people got confused very fast. They wanted to conform, but a part of them knew that it was wrong.
Now we will show you one last thought-provoking clip from Mean Girls to solidify our stance on conformity. Thanks for watching.
Major, one day, maybe next week, I'm gonna meet ya